Hello and welcome back to another Dominaria Draft League. This is Old Man Poole. We've opened up a Varric's Bladewing, which is pretty sweet. I'm probably going to pick that here. This will be the second time I've had the chance to draft Varric's in the format. The last time we had it, we unfortunately ended up going a very unjust 1 and 2, so hopefully we can improve our standings just a little bit this time around. Other cards of note is I like Knight of Malice quite a bit, Sanctum Spirit. Other than that, oh, yeah, Mayor Sapherd's pretty good too. Other than that, this pack's kind of mediocre, but yeah, I guess it's a little bit of an upside. We're not passing a great red card as well, so happy to take Varric's. Now, before I get too far into the draft, I do want to say thank you to everyone that's been so supportive lately. I really do appreciate all the comments, all the likes, everyone that's subscribed. You guys are just fantastic. I have grown dramatically over the last couple of months, and it's all thanks to you. I really can't overstate that enough. I know I say it in every video, and maybe it gets old to hear, but man, I just really appreciate it. Thanks so much. You guys are the best. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do it. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Saturday, and subscribing is the best way for you to support me, helps other people find me on YouTube. Really does mean a lot. Thanks so much, everyone. You guys truly are fantastic. Okay, in this pack, we've got quite a few options, actually. I don't hate Clifftop Retreat, just as an option to splash in the future, but I think we're going to take one of our good cards over it. We have Call the Cavalry, Academy Journey Mage, Academy Drake, and Kilden Raider's a little bit behind, but because it's a red card, it kind of matches up. I think I'm going to take the Journey Mage. It's close. Blue-red, I think, really does like this card in particular. If we end up in Wizards, Academy Journey Mage is going to be one of the best. But it's hard. I could really see going a number of directions with that pick. So here we have Wild Onslaught, which is quite powerful, and you have a Mayor Sapherd, but I think we're just going to take the on-color card in Gitu Chronicler and not be too unhappy with that. Divination has also crept up in my estimation. It's going to be pretty powerful, but I like Chronicler a lot. It's not hard to get a couple of powerful instants and sorceries, and in the early game this is a 1-3, in the late game it's just all upside, so happy to take a Chronicler. Ooh, another Journey Mage and a Cloud Raider Sphinx. And actually, the Gitu Journey Mage is interesting too. Really do like Sphinx. Journey Mage a lot. Journey Mage is better with lots of wizards, I think. Although it might be close. The Sphinx is very powerful. There's been a lot of close picks already in the draft. I think I'm going to take the Academy Journey Mage. But I could definitely see Cloud Raider Sphinx being the case. I think those are both better than Gitu Journey Mage and the Tetsuko, although Tetsuko is another very solid card as well. Wow, so green seemed very open over these packs too. That's a late Sapling migration. That's the third Sapherd we've seen, although the first one was in our first pack, I suppose. On the other hand, our start is very good in blue-red, and I'm still seeing blue and red cards. I think I'm just going to keep passing the green. I think I'm going to take Kilden Raider here over Opt. Opt is quite good if you get Adelies, and solid just about in any deck, but I think Kilden Raider does a little bit more for you in a deck where you're not quite as sure on which direction it's going yet. Take Kilden Raider. I could see us getting kind of drawing up on any of the colors here, and kind of wishing we'd maybe shifted into green a little bit more, or picked our blue cards a little bit differently at the start. This is a good start, don't get me wrong, but there's been a lot of close picks. I could see wanting one thing or another. Out of this pack, we have not tons in blue-red. We have Arcane Flight, which is fine. We have a Mammoth Spider, which is very good. This card has also very much impressed me. The green decks very frequently need a way to answer flyers while they're jamming in on the ground, and Mammoth Spider does an excellent job. I think I'm going to take the Spider just because I think it's the overall most powerful card. This is a little bit speculative. We've already passed some green, but if green keeps flowing, I could see Mammoth Spider ending up making our pick here. And not tons here. I really don't like the Rampaging Cyclops much. It does get a little bit better with combat tricks, but it's kind of whatever. Unwind is pretty much just a sideboard card, and Krosan Druid's not great either. I think it's between Warlord's Fury and the Cyclops. I'm hardly ever impressed with this card, but it does cantrip for one. It's kind of low cost. Again, if we pick up an Adelies, it's very good. With her, I think maybe I'll take the Cyclops. I think Warlord's Fury is more likely to come around, although I think we'll have chances at both of those cards as we go on. Okay, not unhappy to see Opt here. This is a pretty great filler card. I'm actually a little bit I have a slightly different opinion of Dominaria than I think a lot of people do, and I think that the playable count in Dominaria is a little bit low. I think the top end is very, very high, there's very, very powerful cards, but I actually think a lot of times you end up running a little bit more kind of chafe, kind of mediocre stuff like Rampaging Cyclops than you'd like, and so having stuff like Op to kind of fill out that low end instead of playing mediocre cards is great. It helps you dig for your bombs. I'm pretty much always happy to have this. I don't think it's a high pick, but pretty much always happy to have it. So we've got Fervent Strike if we're leaning a little bit more aggressive, or Befuddle if we're leaning a little bit more aggressive. I think I'm going to take Fervent Strike. I think in the decks that want it, Fervent Strike is quite a bit better than the decks that want Befuddle. And the decks that want Befuddle, I guess, are just kind of on Befuddle, but if you're in a deck that wants Fervent Strike, you actually kind of do want some Fervent Strikes. So, I guess Sparring Construct will pass mediocre green and black. I guess maybe Arbor Armaments on the off chance we end up in green, but I don't think that's real likely. Hey, Divination Wielding is actually, I think, a bit of a signal, so that's pretty nice. Not much here. I guess maybe we'll pass Llanowar Envoy at this point. I think it's unlikely we really get knocked off blue-red, but maybe, I don't know, maybe if we open like an absolute bomb or something. Oh, and actually there's Hauler. Yeah, maybe there's a chance we don't end up playing blue. Of the green cards we have, the only ones we're really excited about are Hauler and Mammoth Spider, but those are pretty good cards. Ooh, this is a pack too. So I like Gilded Lotus a lot. I don't think we're actually gonna take it here though. There's some really, really cool decks that can kind of be built up and around Gilded Lotus, but sometimes it ends up just being okay too. Man, this pack's great for us. Blink of an Eye, Memorial of Genius, Sheevan Fire, and Gitu Journey Mage are all things we want. I think Sheevan Fire is just best. It's close. If we end up with a lot of playables, I could see wanting Memorial of Genius more. Blink of an Eye is quite good as well, but yeah, I think we're just gonna take Sheevan Fire. Has a whole slew of great cards. Okay, yeah, this is pretty good too. Vicious Offering might be the best card in the pack, but we're not in black. But Time of Ice is something that we're really excited about. Happy to pick that up. We don't have a real aggressive start to like a Wizard's Curve. I think Time of Ice just does good value, or does a good job in just about any deck. Probably take Gitu Journey Mage at this point. We have some Wizard synergies. It's a great 3-drop that you can follow up with Academy Journey Mage. Wizard Retort, I guess, is kind of fine, but I'm not sure you always want counter spells, even true counter spell. Let's take that Journey Mage. And I think we are pretty much cemented in blue-red at this point. Even things like Yavimaya Sapherd I don't think are really going to convince us to move away from that. Don't like Sentinel of the Pearl Trident much. Doesn't really even re-trigger too many things here. I guess it could keep going like super Time of Ice. If we were to bounce this, things would untap with it anyway, so, because it's a new instance of Time of Ice. I think we're just going to take Arcane Flight, actually. We haven't seen any Coldwater Snappers, but if we're in a little bit slower version of the Wizards deck, that can be a finisher. And yeah, nothing here's real exciting. I don't think E2 Lava Runner's really exciting pretty much in any version of this deck. If you get like 2 Adelises and are really aggressive, maybe, but I think a lot has to happen before you're happy with that. Vidalian Arcanist, not bad pickup. Just kind of a miserable pack for us, but I'm not unhappy playing Arcanist. Run Amok, not a bad pickup. Again, if we end up in a pretty aggressive version of this deck, we're looking a little bit slower, but if we do end up in aggressive, then Run Amok is something we're pretty excited about. Don't like Rescue. Champion of Flame is kind of interesting. I think it's actually a reasonably good sideboard card against some decks, because sometimes they just don't have a lot of removal, and if you can go off with Champion of Flame, it's pretty hard to stop. Relic Runner is better than Bloodstone Goblin. Neither are particularly good. I don't really think we want to take another Arcane Flight when there's like a passable card. I think I'll take Relic Runner. If, again, we end up in a more aggressive variety, I think we're happy to have the 2-1, and being able to randomly get in for unblockable damage, even in a deck that doesn't have tons of Historic yet, is, that is upside. Ooh, Gitu Chronicler coming around late's nice. There's a Dreadshade and a Lingering Phantom for whomever is doing black, but yeah, happy to have a Chronicler. And this is our first pack coming back around. I guess we'll take the Cyclops. It does work well with Run Amok, I suppose. So this deck's fine. I think it is lacking just a little bit punch. We'd like a little bit more removal. Okay, Keldon Raider's not bad. Warcaller's interesting. It can be kind of a cool effect with Time of Ice if you play it and immediately tap down like 2 things. I think Kildon Raider is just so much better though. But maybe if we're playing the more aggressive bent deck, we want the Warcaller. I think we're still just going to take the Raider though. It's a late Memorial to Unity there for sure. Sage of Latnum, I guess. Don't like Rescue really at all. I don't think this will ever make our main deck, but I guess we have it now. And Sentinel. Like I was saying, I think we could deal with just having a little bit more oomph, a little bit more impact. Like I'd love a Fight with Fire, I'd love an Adelies, something along those lines in this last pack. Obviously picking up like any of the good bombs could do cool work too. If we saw something like a Siege Gang Commander, that would be absolutely sweet. Alright. Well, not unhappy. I think we're definitely in an open lane, so if there are good cards open, I think we have a good shot at picking them up. There's a Wizard's Lightning, which is, yeah, pretty good. I like Blink of an Eye, and I like Academy Drake quite a bit as well. It's actually a pretty strong pack in general. Song of Freyalise is good. Torgar's pretty powerful. But yeah, we're just going to take the Solid Removal spell. Ooh, interesting. I really want to play Haphazard Bombardment at some point. G2 Journey Mage might be kind of what this deck wants to. And then there's Skittering Surveyor. We're not real likely to splash at this point. If we're getting past something big and bomby, it'll be over the next couple of picks. I'm gonna let Skittering Surveyor go by the wayside. It's painful though. And I guess the choice between G2 Journey Mage and Haphazard Bombardment is really just how slow we think the deck is. We haven't seen Adelies. We might be just kind of slower, which makes me think this deck maybe won't end up being that good though too. I think I don't know, 2 G2 Chroniclers. Maybe we take the Haphazard Bombardment. I really do want to play with this card. Seems sweet. Yeah, it hurts a little bit to pass the Journey Mage. I think I'm going to pass it though. Okay, we've got a Blink of an Eye here. I think we're going to take over Fiery Intervention, Juggernaut, and Syncopate. I don't hate Juggernaut. We're kind of loaded at the force drop spot already though. And Blink of an Eye is fantastic, although it often is kind of a 4-drop as well. More interactions, just always pretty powerful though, and being able to into the Royal draw card is nice. Blood Tallow Candle, not sure we're really quite in short sword range. Really, going all the way back to the beginning of the draft, I wish we would taken that Cloudrier Sphinx the way we've lined up. Academy Journey Mage is pretty good though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the candle. Yeah, there's another candle, and a Run Amok, and a Syncopate. I think we're going to play one Run Amok for sure, just because of how solid it is with Rampaging Cyclops, and it does look like we're going to be beating it on the ground to some degree. Maybe we want to Syncopate in this deck. Just one. Yeah, I kind of like having the option for one. This is never a real high priority card, but it frequently will trade 1 for 1, and you can't ask for too much. Oh, nice. Man, we're a little bit late now, though. We're still definitely slamming Adelies. This is about as late in the packs as we could have seen her, but Adelies is pretty good. So now we're just praying the Journey Mage's wheel. I don't think it's real likely, but that is the prayer. Out of this pack, I think we're taking Opt now because of how good it is with Adelies. Divination's not bad, but Opt at instant speed, triggering this and making all of our wizards a little bit bigger is nice. I actually don't have like a murderously high number of wizards, but I still think Opt is going to be the pickup. Karn's Temporal Sundering. We have 2. Yeah, I don't think we can play that, unfortunately. Card is very, very cool, but Karak's Bladewing isn't... Oh no, it is legendary, I guess, for what that's worth. I think that's too much. I think it's too much. Sorry, Karn. I'd like to play you someday. Syncopate, I think. Wow, it's a late Caligo Skin Witch. Guess I'll take Howling Golem. Not real likely to play it, but it's the best card in the pack. Relic Runner. Another Syncopate. And we are not getting our G2 Journey Mages back, unfortunately. But that is okay. I guess I'll take Dive or a Banal Genre Guard. I think it's the best of those cards, despite not being very good on its own. I think Sentinel is not what we want. I think I'm going to play Haphazard Bombardment at the very kind of top of the curve. I guess Varric's Bladewing is also up there. Caligo Skin Witch going third to last is... I'm clutching my pearls over here. The best versions of the wizard decks are the ones that curve out aggressively with Adelies and just go to town on people. We're not in that deck. I didn't pick up real aggressive early picks. Didn't see an Adelies until quite late. Adelies still definitely merits the pickup. A 2/2 flying haste for 3 on their own would be good, and there is upside with a number of cards in the deck. But I'm not sure we can rely on just really bashing our opponent's teeth in either. I think we're going to cut E-Rampaging Cyclops, maybe. I really kind of need to decide on how aggressive or defensive we're going to try and bend the deck. Don't think we can go crazy aggressive, in which case Relic Runner loses some value. Then we're really low on creatures, especially for things like Run Amok and Fervent Strike. Maybe we cut like Fervent Strike, bring in 1 Relic Runner. Do I want like Blood Tallow Candle? This is realistically like a 6-drop. Don't love it. Yeah, we're in a little bit of a wonky spot. Like, again, we're not quite aggressive enough to really be excited about being aggressive, but I'm not sure we necessarily win like the ultra long game if we try and play it slower too. I think I might run this. It's only 16 lands, which is a little bit suspect, but we have 2 opts and somewhat low curve. And maybe we're better off cutting something here. Maybe like Blood Tallow Candle is just not fantastic. Or maybe we cut 1 Syncopate. Yeah, maybe let's cut the... Well, I don't know. It's kind of nice to have the candle as one source of like true high-end removal. Because outside of that, we got like Wizard's Lightning and Shivan Fire, which kill a lot of things, but not everything. Blood Tallow Candle gets a little bit bigger. I think I might cut it though. I think this is our final deck. And I'm going to actually go higher on islands than mountains. Because of opt? I don't know. Double red, double red, double red, double red, double red. We really do want to cast opt. And maybe mountain is more important. Having 1 island generally didn't get the job for us, but we do need 2 mountains a lot of the time. Okay, well, this is the deck such as it is. There is a lot of power here for sure, but it's not super synergistic, I think, is my biggest fear here. I'm worried that the parts of the deck that look like they want to be aggressive won't quite get the job done. The parts of the deck that want to be controlling won't quite get the job done either. But we're going to run this. Hopefully we can pick up that sweet 3-0, and I'll see you guys for match 1. Alright, we are here for match 1. Have a fine curve out here. Let's go ahead and keep. A little bit interesting whether we want to play the Relic Runner or the Arcanist first for the Journey Mage activation. Opponent starting off with a Memorial of War. Not a card I'm particularly excited about, but this is the turn to play it if you're going to play it. I guess we're going to start off with a Mountain for sure, because we have Shivan Fire available. This hand does look pretty good. I was a little bit worried about the state of the deck in general, but this hand at least looks pretty good. Are we just going to kill that? I think we have the chance to go a little bit aggressive on the beatdown. I'm just going to remove it here. Get good at mana efficiency while we can. And I guess I'm going to play Relic Runner. It's a little bit awkward if we've got an Arcanist, and my opponent plays like something with 3 toughness. We can't really swing in, but I think the upside of being able to chip in for a couple extra points of damage is good, and if we draw like a different 3-drop we want to play, then maybe the Journey Mage gets us value later. Okay. Journey Mage, no upside. Looks like my opponent's maybe trying to be a little bit aggressive. So then the question is, do we play our own Journey Mage or wait? We could play Voldalian Arcanist, try and block, and then next turn ping for 2, or we just play the 3-2 now. I think the 3-2 now is just going to be a little bit better. And I guess we're just going to pass here. My opponent wants to swing in with their Journey Mage. We'll try and crack back. Next turn we kind of Run Amok plus the Arcanist up. Or Arcanist plus Syncopate, whichever. Well, I guess the Arcanist won't actually do any work next turn. I don't know which is better there. You can see it kind of going either way. Blood Tallow Candle, not a card I'm unhappy to play with, but not incredibly impactful on turn 4. Okay, Wizard's Lightning to kill off our Journey Mage, and we will block their Journey Mage if they want to get in. Okay. And Keldon Raider's actually pretty good. Maybe we'll play that and pitch Arcanist. I don't think that we really need that at this point. Not sure I want another land either, but don't think the Arcanist is going to do a whole lot for us either. Yeah, our opponent does seem to be stuck on 3 lands. We have very effectively ground each other out on cards we played every round. Stronghold Confessor. Alright. We'll be happy to run amok through that if my opponent desires to block. Ooh, divinate. I like me a divinate. We will swing. See if my opponent wants to just keep trading. They do not. It's fine with me. And let's divinate. And then probably just have Syncopate up. Oh, also Blink of an Eye. And next turn we can Adelies. That's pretty good. I would rather not cast Blink of an Eye, but, you know, if my opponent, I don't know, played something truly fantastic, maybe we would. Maybe we'd save a Keldon Raider from, like, removal. Ooh, would we save a Keldon Raider from removal? It's kind of slow. We can't Syncopate, unfortunately. I don't hate that, honestly. That's still a pretty good tempo play for my opponent, but it means that Keldon Raider is going to be able to come back and loot away another land, maybe. Still going to be a reasonable play. Yes, I think we're playing that now. We're going to leave up blue in case we draw another land, then at least we have Syncopate available. One's kind of out of gas here. Yes. Discard Mountain. Wizard's Lightning. Okay. Pretty good draw. And then, again, next turn we'll try and Adelies. Memorial to War is the point where it can blow up. No, not quite. It needs one more land to blow up a land. Yeah, I absolutely cannot block that, so not even really worth considering whether I would, but I don't think I would either. Uh-oh. Oh, settle the score. Okay. Ooh, Varric's Bladewing. We are one mountain gone out of the deck. We want to try and save this for kicker eventually. We could Adelies plus like Wizard's Lightning and maybe work our way up towards Varric's. It's kind of a nice failsafe if we do just hit land after land. On the other hand, having a 4/4 in play is pretty fast. We're getting beaten down with a Stronghold Confessor. I think I might just go for this. We'll play Adelies. I guess Memorial to War makes that less good. We are going to Wizard's Lightning away the Confessor and swing for 3. Divination actually has done a really good job of kind of keeping us in the driver's seat this game. We just had, I think, a little bit more gas than my opponent. Okay, G2 Journey Mage with no triggers. Not real exciting. There's a Time of Ice. I think we're going to play Varric's this turn. Go ahead and swing with Adelies. If we draw a land instead, we maybe would try and sandbag for Varric's, but the fact that my opponent does have Memorial to War made that line worse. I don't hate killing this Confessor, though, previous, which we couldn't have done otherwise. Varric's is pretty good, though. Our deck does have quality stuff, it's just I'm a little bit worried against some opponents we're not going to be able to outclass them in the late game, and we're a little bit slow. Okay, Bloodhowl Tandal just taking care of Varric's there. Seems fine. Alright, and another land. So we can Time of Ice down my opponent's Journey Mage. That buys us a little bit of time, but doesn't do actually too much. We do win the race just on its own, and we can just keep up Syncopate, because at some point we're going to swing for 6 randomly. My opponent won't be expecting that. I think let's leave Time of Ice to try and get us just a little bit more value. We could play it, although then I guess maybe they just don't play anything. But what if they have like removal for Adelies? I think I'm just going to keep up Syncopate. Okay, Skin Witch, we will definitely Syncopate that. I guess there's no reason to do this for more than we need to. And Adelies gets a little bit bigger for some random benefit. Nice. Skin Witch is the worst, so I am glad we did not get got by that. So this next turn, if we don't find anything, we are going to play Time of Ice. I guess we're still 2 turns away from killing with Adelies. Once we find another spell, which we could cast next turn, like an Opt or something. Yeah, I think now might be the time for Time of Ice. Make sure my opponent doesn't have like a random run amok of their own or something. Some like lots of burn. We are at a low life total, and there's a fair amount of direct damage in this set. We're really lean on Adelies here, though. If my opponent can answer that, it's possible Time of Ice just isn't going to do anything for us. This setup for the game, lots of trades back and forth. Doesn't necessarily make Time of Ice its best, though, too. Okay, just pulling up a land. don't care too much about that. We do not get another trigger off Time of Ice, which is okay. Ooh, I like Kilden Raider. It is double on not untapping. And I am not gonna get rid of the run amok here. The fact that that likely makes either of these lethal attacker next turn is too good to pass up. So we're not gonna discard. Which does clue my opponent to the fact that I have something. Yeah, I'm not sure actually playing Varix into the Blood Tallow Candle was very good. Maybe I could have forced them to use it on Adelies. Now if my opponent taps out, yeah, Dreadshade means that we should just be with lethal here. We bounce the Journey Mage back. Time of Ice was a little bit anemic, but it did do the job. We get to attack with both of these. We could wait just another turn. If my opponent has removal, it would be a little bit of a blowout. If they had removal, I think they would have used it instead of Memorial to War a couple turns ago. Yeah, I think we're just going to go for this. Maybe, I guess we should put on the Kilden Raider, though. Because we want Adelies to live if we do get blown out here. Because then Adelies is still lethal next turn. Okay, that is enough. Alright, we're really kind of a heavy, like, attrition game, despite the fact that we were maybe trying to get them dead a little bit sooner. My Pastor Bombardment doesn't seem great, especially with my opponent's propensity to trade. Maybe we take that out. Maybe we put in, like, another Relic Runner just so we make sure we have enough early stuff. Don't think we really need Blood Tallow Candle. I think this looks okay. Just cut down on the curve a little bit. Alright, this hand is fine, a little bit slow. We do have some interaction in Blink of an Eye if we need it. Yeah, more lands. I guess we're guaranteed to be able to play the Cyclops on time. But yeah, I would like to have like a 2-drop or Syncopate or something we can do in these first couple of turns. Blood Tallow Candle does not really count as a play, at least not yet. Ooh, Adelies is nice. Alright. Well, let's keep passing back. So they do have something on 3, just another G2 Journey Mage. I could Blink of an Eye that. I don't think we're going to Blink of an Eye that. Ooh, Sheevan Fire. I might have Sheevan Fired it had we had it. I think as it stands right now, we're just going to play Adelies and Bash, and then next turn Academy Journey Mage. And this is definitely the poster child for this deck. I'm very happy that we picked one up late, even if we didn't build around it quite as well as you'd like. It's just been so very good, even without like tons of synergies. The opponent utilizing Sheevan Fire. Hopefully they don't have Dreadshade. That'd be a little bit awkward. They did not. And don't have anything to utilize with the Academy Journey Mage anymore, so we're going to play Rampaging Cyclops. And if my opponent attacks in, are we just taking it? We have a lot of interaction, which means Combat Trick later on might get blown out. Oh, nope, just a Journey Mage. This next turn we're going to play our own variety of Journey Mage and get in with the Cyclops. We could, I guess, attack, and if my opponent wants a double block, we could run amok. Pretty good. Or we can just Journey Mage right now. I guess there's no reason not to give my opponent the opportunity, but what if they have like an instant speed something or other? Yeah, I think I'm not going to give my opponent the chance. I'm just going to play the Journey Mage here. That also disguises the fact that we might have run amok in a later turn. Alright. Slowly weaseling our way towards winning the race. Our opponent does have Blood Tallow Candle, which is close to online, just using a Journey Mage again. We do take another 2 points of damage, which is not irrelevant. Yeah, maybe I should have run amok. Maybe getting that extra enter the battlefield trigger was too much. I could definitely see that being the case. Calico Skin Witch, no kicking, that's nice. Yeah, so we're gonna swing now for sure. Do we want to swing with both? We do, my opponent could just say, sure, I take 7, then they swing back for 7. We have like Sheevan Fire and Blink of an Eye, that doesn't seem so bad. It's also possible that if we don't attack, they can like Blood Tallow Candle next turn. They are falling for it. Is that actually going to be enough to kill with run amok? I guess not with an extra effect. So we want to kill everything we can. We'd rather kill off the Journey Mages than the Skin Witch, though. Although I guess we're going to use Sheevan Fire? No, maybe we'll use Blink. I know we don't want them to trigger Skin Witch. So we use Sheev and Fire, kill off one of those, kill the other two. Still have Blink of an Eye. Cast Run Amok. And my opponent did sort of effectively play around this, but didn't realize that we had another trick available. It's hard to play around two things. And now the Cyclops manages to get there. We still get to keep up Blink of an Eye, which is nice. Bloodhallow Candle might just kill the Rampaging Cyclops now. Okay, Cabal Paladin is fine, but not exceptional. This next turn we're just going to Blink of an Eye and continue to make room. Swing for another 7. And Journey Mage will be even a little bit more beyond that. I guess we should play it now in case they have the fungal sprouting? Fungal infection. And they kill off the Journey Mage. They haven't shown us that, but no reason not to play around it. Okay, and that is enough. Well, a little bit scattered, but a good mix of creatures and combat tricks, and managed to out-tempo our opponent by just enough. Happy to pick up match 1. I'll see you guys for match 2. Happy to be back for match 2 here. We've won the dice roll, always a good omen. And a good hand, I think. Kind of land light. I think I'm going to keep it though. We have one of each color. We have a play and a little bit of interaction, even if it's not fantastic interaction. Let's keep. This hand does have the potential to self-destruct pretty badly, but it also has the potential to draw out quite well, so. Alright. Island, and we'll pass. Opponent did mulligan down to 6 and went to the bottom with their scry, so they may be off to a bit of a rocky start as well. Forest. No land or else. The dream. Land. Come on, land. Land. Perfect. I am a strong proponent of the just ask your deck to give you what you want, and it will do it. It feels like that happens way more than it should. Just must be living right or something. It's a little bit awkward that we have kind of 4 drops in hand, but ooh, Jousting Lands. I am scared of that card. At least it's not a creature. Land. Give us a land. Come on, a land. Just one. Land. Land. Nice. Alright. So we'll swing with our Relic Runner. And it's interesting. I think we're going to play Keldon Raider next turn. It's possible we don't loot. Possible. Not really sure what we'd loot, I think is the biggest problem. Okay, probably has some 3-drop. Scaring Surveyor is pretty good against Relic Runner. And also pretty good against Time of Ice. It just kind of blanks our draw in a lot of ways. I'm really not in love with this card, but it might be a necessary evil in this deck. Another land. Okay, we'll pitch that to Keldon Raider, especially because we want to find another blue source for Blink of an Eye still. It's interesting. We are playing 17 lands. We have a lot of filtering. It's possible that we do not get to kick Varix very often, just because we're going to be pretty good at keeping ourselves from flooding. Oh yeah, we do want to discard a card. That one. Alright. I guess we'll pitch that one to the Keldon Raider next turn. And we're not going to swing the Relic Runner in. Can maybe make the argument that it keeps my opponent from using Jousting Lands on the Skittering Surveyor. Yeah, maybe. If they do that, though, we can always just, like, Time of Ice. Call the Cavalry. Pretty solid. Especially with the Jousting Lands. Opponent looks to be in the true green-white grow-wide sort of strategy. I think we're going to swing here with the Keldon Raider, see if we can't... do we want to bait double blocks? I guess if my opponent double blocks, I'm probably just okay with that, right? And I guess if we trade for, like, Skittering Surveyor plus Knight, that's not the end of the world either. Yeah, I think I'd rather just play Keldon Raider this next turn. Oh wow, jump blocking. Okay, I'm even more okay with that. Okay, we'll play Keldon Raider and pitch a land. Yes, we do want to throw something away. Perfect. And gonna play the mountain. And then I guess probably Divinate next turn. My opponent might Jousting Lance get in there. No, still not going for that. Considering attacks. If they came in with both, I might just use Relic Runner and try and bait like a charge. Interesting. No play. Not even equip. So they almost certainly do have a combat trick. Blink of an Eye might be pretty good against that though. What do they have that could really blow us out? Can't think of anything that's true disaster. There's no flash creatures and just white-green, right? I think we're just gonna turn the team sideways and trust that Blink of an Eye keeps us from being too embarrassed. They certainly have something here. I just can't think of anything that's really, really bad for us. Did they accidentally like skip through their turn? No, that can't be right. Fungal Sprouting, I guess, would have been an option. Fungal Sprouting would have been fine. Actually, probably pretty good. Could let them trade up in a bunch of different instances. Didn't cast it though. Nothing. How odd. Down to 8. I guess we're gonna divinate, which rhymes with 8. How odd. I feel like there's something I gotta be missing. Are they bluffing, like, Force Sprouting? Huh. Okay, well. It may have just been a misplay. Let's see if my opponent's getting in here. We have quite a bit now. Yeah, Adventurous Impulse on their own. So next turn we can just play, like, Academy Journey Mage. And rock my opponent pretty good. They have to chump block. They found Forest off Adventurous Impulse. I think they must have just accidentally like skipped through that turn. It happens to the best of us, but it always sucks when it does. Something that just doesn't happen in real life play. One of the minor advantages over playing online. Yeah, we should have my opponent in a pretty tough spot. They'll go down to 2. They have to chump block to just stay alive. Yeah, don't really see a reason not to play the Academy Journey Mage. I guess we could Time of Ice plus Blink of an Eye. I guess that's lethal, isn't it? So I guess maybe we should just do that. Okay. Details. Yeah, no, nothing they could have an instant speed. I don't think they didn't even play their Forest. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Blink of an Eye, that night away. You guys will have to let me know if I just missed something, because it's possible that a lot of times when I'm really, really scratching my head on something, it's just because I'm being obtuse. Okay, white-green, I don't think that's a great matchup for us. I think I want to cut Relic Runner. They're likely to have Saprolings and the like. Could bring in one more Syncopate to make up for that, maybe. I don't really like any of those options. Arcane Flight's kind of whatever. Rampaging Cyclops might not be terrible, although it's also pretty mediocre against lots of blockers. We want to just run 3 Syncopates? That's kind of a lot. That sounds like a way to keep your opponent very, very unhappy, right? Just Syncopate, 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 Syncopate. Cool. Ooh, well, we kept kind of a questionable hand last time. We're gonna have to mulligan this one, unfortunately. Opponent has mulligan down to 6 as well. Not had a great run with their lands. We're gonna keep this. We don't have blue, but we do have Sheevan Fire. I really do dislike going down to 5. Going to 6 doesn't take too much to throw me over the edge. Going to 5 does, and this is an okay 6er. Let's go ahead and keep. See what my opponent does with their card, top or bottom. Looks like they put a card on the bottom. We're gonna put this one on top. Not unhappy to see a land, and especially an island there. No Llanowar Elves again. Still cheering, although we would have had Sheevan Fire, I guess, to answer it. And what do we got here? Still nothing. I'm pretty okay given our current hand to just stare at my opponent and go back and forth, not playing anything for a while, so not too unhappy with that. Hopefully Sheevan Fire can answer whatever they play this turn. I have to imagine they will have a play on turn 3. Sapherd. Ugh. It always feels so bad to like Sheevan Fire that, but I think we're going to anyway. We don't have a blocker next turn. Saves us some life. Means the Keldon Raider's potentially more effective. On the other hand, having a combat trick's probably pretty nice. Alright. We're just gonna take it. I lied. Feels too bad to use it on the Sapherd, I guess. Nice. I like me another island. So next turn we can play Rampaging Cyclops. We'll probably hold on to the Keldon Raider, because it does give us a little bit more value later, when we could pitch an unwanted land, for instance. And right now we're still kind of wanting our lands. Going all the way up to our top end with Haphazard Bombardment. Ousting lands. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, do we kill now? That would keep my opponent from swinging next turn with Jousting lands, potentially. I think we do now. Would have been a little bit bad if they had Gift of Growth there. Would have been the downside to waiting around, but I think the fact that they played Jousting Lance means I want to shift there. Okay, Verix is pretty good. We have enough stuff going on that we can maybe sandbag still, though. I'm just going to play this Cyclops. Cyclops is much more likely to get blanked, especially given our current hand. If we draw a land, though, Academy Journey Mage, maybe. Let's see, if my opponent, like, equips and swings, say, doesn't have an answer to Verix. We take 3, then we swing for 4 the next turn. We go back and forth a little bit. I maybe should just swing the or slam the powerful card here. 7 is a long ways off. Alright, Verix it is. Cool card. I feel like it's underperformed just a little bit for me in the set, although it looks like it's going to perform stupendously good, and it's been just pretty good, or like fantastically good, just not quite stupendously, I guess. So, Verix Bladewing. The jury is in. Still a great card. Yeah, I would hope that my opponent's just going to like equip Joust, swing, or Lance and swing. Doesn't look like that. Ooh, they did not wait to Sergeant at Arms. If they had just equipped and swung, I definitely wouldn't have blocked, but my opponent might be not quite brave enough to do that if they don't have a trick as well. Arms. That to me indicates that they have more stuff they still can play in their hand. But, yeah, it's not great. We're going to play the Cyclops here. Mind Blocker. Really would not be unhappy to see a few more lands. We've got a great hand right now, but it's all just a little bit expensive. I'd really rather kick the Chronicler. Academy Journey Mage requires 1 more land. Bombardment requires 2. Kelton Raider, in a perfect world, is pitching lands. Okay, opponent's equipping up. And we'll take 4 here, which is fine. Especially if we get a land for the Academy Journey Mage. Although then I guess they could maybe kick the Sergeant Alarms coming back, which is a little bit unfortunate. We'd hit for quite a bit this next turn. Potentially put Verix Bladewing in a couple turn clock if we hit him for 8. Yeah, we're just going to take it here, go to 15. I think that's fine. So, Opt is a little bit interesting. Help us dig a little bit deeper. We're going to swing with both of these. Do we want to Opt and Miser for a land, or we just want to Kelton Raider, like pitch Opt looking for a land? Kind of like Kelton Raider, pitch Opt. It gives us less of a chance of finding a land this turn, but it still does let us look at an extra card, kind of like Opt would. And it adds another threat to the board, which is nice. Ooh, they have a trick. Gift of... Oh no, okay. That's good for him, though. Well, I mean, it's okay. It's a trade. I think we're just going to play Kelton Raider here. But we're no longer beating down real aggressively. My opponent does have a Lance in play. It's possible they can stymie our offensive going forward. I am just going to pitch Opt, though. A little bit more mana efficient in a hand that needs mana efficiency. Alright, well, didn't really want to draw a Chronicler. If we drawn a land there, though, I'd been screaming genius, so it is what it is. Sapling Migration, yeah, my opponent's just stuck so close to that tantalizing 6. Yeah, Academy Journey Mage, give us that land. Land. Come on, deck. You can do it. Nice. That's true, I wasn't chanting. I think that I really have myself to blame for not being chanting there. This might be close to the writing on the wall for my opponent, though. We get to kill off one of the Saprolings. My opponent has no good blocks. And really, I think that the mulligan just killed them a lot more than it killed us here. We both had kind of slow starts, but they have all these kickers cards. They've just been so tantalizingly close to being able to kick and falling just short. Alright. Mesa Unicorn. That buys him some time, certainly. Yeah. I mean, that's a big life-linking swing. We're going to swing in here. We're going to have to trade. It's probably not great. Could haphazard bombardment. Could hit like my opponent's Plains, Mesa Unicorn, and Jousting Lance. Or we could just G2 Chronicler and get back like Sheevan Fire. And then probably be able to kill whatever they Jousting Lance next turn. We still hit them for like 3. Doesn't seem great, but I think it is what we're going to do. Mesa Unicorn was good there, though, certainly. The fact that we're biting the bullet is a little bit rough, but I think we, even though this is a good trade for my opponent, just want to keep the pressure on. Okay, so they should go down to 5 here. We're going to play Chronicler. Grab Sheevan Fire back. And then kind of hope they don't have another, like, Sergeant at Arms, Army in a Bottle sort of card. Jousting Lance will be annoying if they have that. Or it'll be annoying fighting our way through that with Jousting Lance. Alright, grab that Sheevan Fire. See what they got. They're very unlikely to just be dead. Okay, and maybe they just had lands in hand, and Sheevan Fire would have just killed the Saproling. Cool. 2-0. I don't know. This deck's performing a little bit better than I expected it to. But we've also faced a lot of kind of rough mulligans for opponents, and feels like they haven't always had fantastic draws either. But still very happy to be 2-0. See you guys for our third and final match. Alright, match 3. All comes down to this. See if we can't get that sweet trophy that's eluded us so often in Dominaria. Our opponent's mulligan down to 6. We've got a keepable hand here, especially given that my opponent's on the play. Let's go ahead and keep. We have double opt, so it's pretty likely we're going to be able to find some more action, or find lands, or whatever it is that we decide we need. Opponent put a card on top, so we're probably still going to have a close to normal hand. Yeah, we're going to play Island over Sheevan Fire, and opt to opt here. Sarah Disciple. Not a card I'm particularly impressed with, although it has been better than I thought it would be. We're going to put Run Amok on the bottom. Not a bad card, but I think I just want to find lands. Land? Just gotta ask for it, right? Yeah, there we go. So, might Sheevan Fire that. Going to opt, certainly. We want to take a damage from it first, and keep up the opportunity to kill something maybe a little bit bigger, better. I think so. Pick one, and we're just gonna opt here. And sure, we'll put that on top. Academy Journey Mage I like. I'm going to play the Gitu Journey Mage, and maybe we can do Gitu into Academy, the dream. My opponent appears to be missing their play on turn 3, which is nice. Perhaps not crazy. Ooh, Ishar, Ancestor's Apostle. Whenever you cast Historic Spell, return target card with combat cost 3 or less to the battlefield. Alright. Kind of glad we saved the Sheevan Fire for that. I think we'll give my opponent the opportunity to trade for it if they would like, but that's unlikely. So we could just Sheevan Fire plus Divination, or we could, like Academy Journey Mage, bounce that, keep up the pressure just a little bit. My opponent trades what we play, just like Barracks, that's fine, I guess. We could just play Barracks anyway. Whenever you cast a storage card, there's nothing in the graveyard. Although they could have, like, Vicious Offering get it back. Feels a little bit dangerous to leave that alive. I think I'm going to bounce it. I think that seems okay. It's a kind of a good middle ground between killing it and kind of being inefficient with our mana, but also still doesn't, like, completely walk into my opponent being able to use its ability. It's funny, that's the first time I've actually seen Teshar. Sanctum Spirit. Okay, so we know they have at least one target for that. Yep, we'll take one, no problem. So we could just start, like, throwing everything we got at Sanctum Spirit and see if we can't kill it. It's mana inefficient for us. Pulls Teshar out of their hand. So what if they do have 2 historic cards? They have 2 historic cards. It's bad for us. I guess they have to have 3 between Sheevan Fire, Wizard Lightning, and everything. Okay, I think we're gonna attack. Because if they play Teshar and are hoping to, like, bring something back from the dead, it's just not that bad for us. Okay, opponent is making indestructible. I guess we'll use Sheevan Fire. Yeah, well, we need to kick it. Probably isn't relevant, I guess. Sheevan Fire, and it might be, actually. Alright, Wizard's Lightning instead. So we'll kill it in response or try. Opponent pitches Teshar. We'll kill it in response or try. Got another one? Yes, nice. It would have had to have been quite a bit. Okay, so they did get a free block, but we go down to 14 and we get to Divinate now. And they only have 2 cards left in hand. Despite that being like a mana disadvantageous trade for us, it was only 2 mana since Wizard's Lightning was discounted and Sheevan Fire just isn't all that expensive to begin with. We are out of removal, but Geecher Chronicler can buy something back here if we need to. Oh, okay. Soul Salvage is pretty sweet. Okay. So we could just Chronicler and grab something and then Varix next turn. That seems fine. Go ahead and swing with both of these guys. If my opponent can play something at instant speed with Historic, I guess we get kind of blown out. Or I guess if they have a trick. Maybe they have a trick. They've got like Fungal Infection, it's pretty good. Ooh, Blessing of Belzenlock. And by me. That is a good but not like busted play. Okay, let's cast our Chronicler. And then next turn we get 2 Varix. That'll be nice. I think we want Sheevan Fire over Wizard's Lightning just because it answers a little bit more. If we're going to be killing my opponent's Teshar anyway, it's not going to matter. I don't think we need to be able to go to the face. The nightmare scenario here is they play Teshar and then drop like another cheap historic card and just get good value. Although I guess they don't actually have any permanents they can return. So my opponent knows we have Sheevan Fire now. So we could swing and Sheevan Fire. I'll bet that they just don't try for it, because I don't think they have 2 historic cards in hand, in which case we trade off and then we get Varix in play. Varix in play is pretty good. Alright, I think we swing. Block. I'm not going to do anything. They are not as well. Cool. Everything according to plan here. And we get huge Varix. And a Carix. This is actually the first time I think I've seen the Carix token. Oh, maybe not. I don't think I actually, the last time we got to play with Varix, ever got to see it. Maybe I did. It looks sort of familiar. I can't remember. This is going to be tough for my opponent, though. So this is convert mana cost 3 or less. I guess they can get back. Yeah, nothing actually right now, but Sarah Disciple potentially in the future. I think that, again, Teshar just feels like a way they could get back into the game. So I think I'm just going to Sheevan Fire, remove it, and then swing for lots, and play a Rampaging Cyclops. Well, you know, I talked up Haphazard Bombardment, but maybe this deck is just a little bit fast for it. I really wanted to play it, but it just kind of seemed like there's never been a good opportunity. Like, I'd still just rather have Rampaging Cyclops here, I think. Opponent's gonna need a pretty impressive draw. They do not find it. Alright, so Black-White Historic. Featuring Sarah Disciple, Whisper, and Teshar. We did find like all of our removal in that game, which is nice. Relic Runner is particularly bad against the Aven. Teshar is a cast trigger, right? Yeah, Teshar is whenever you cast, so syncopating the historic card doesn't necessarily matter. Honestly, I might just like want Rampaging Cyclops here over the Relic Runner. I don't think Syncopate is particularly good. Alright, let's run this back. Alright, another pretty exceptional hand for us here. Varix has definitely shown his face more often than we have any right to expect. Let's go ahead and keep. My opponent has kept at 7 as well, so should be a nice clean game here. Let's play Mountain for Sheevan Fire. Not unhappy to see an extra land there, since that means we can play Varix right on time. Are we going to kill something? Yeah, we don't have a great answer for that for a while. That card potentially represents like 6 damage or something, so even though it's not particularly good, I don't want to take that indefinitely. We now have Syncopate. My opponent plays something worth syncopating. Ball of Angel. Okay. And not much, although we will get to curve up into Academy Journey Mage. I think we're going to play the Cyclops here, since we already have 5 mana. Well, next turn, I mean, I can't do anything this turn. But might play the Cyclops before Varix, since we're only a couple lands off from the kick. Kicking sounds nice. Ooh, Josu Vess. Yeah, we are happy to syncopate that. That's a pretty good card. Ooh, sending Josu back to the land of the zombies. Nice. Well, Academy Journey Mage after Academy Journey Mage will be pretty good too. Especially because it means my opponent's probably unlikely to be able to double block the Rampaging Cyclops. Divest. Oh, rest in peace, Varix. I barely knew you. Alright. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. I'm not usually a huge fan of Divest. It's obviously pretty bad in the late game, but it got us there. Okay. We're just getting an Academy Journey Mage and swing. Bouncing the Pegasus Courser. This is a little bit more expensive for my opponent. Next turn we may bounce the Cabal Evangel to try and allow the Academy Journey Mages to get in, but... Ooh, something kind of big. Icy Manipulator. It's a good card. Okay. Yeah, Icy's annoying. Opponent making the smart attack here, since we're just planning on bouncing it anyway. Come on, not a land. Wow, copy an upkeep. I think we are still going to play Journey Mage. Just keep building it on the board. There's a little bit of an argument in keeping up a big Syncopate and saving the Academy Journey Mage for more value later, but I think I just like building out our board and trying to overwhelm my opponent's defenses with Icy Manipulator. Syncopate's likely to be able to hit something at some point too. There's Cabal Evangel again. And Caligo Skin Witch. Not kicked, which is nice. I think we're going to hold this island. Sure. I mean, they can double block, but still not a very good double block. Kind of interesting. I wonder why they chose to tap down the Journey Mage. Yeah, I think they could have saved themselves a point of damage there. Like I said, I'm going to hold on to the island because we do have like Keldon Raiders galore in this deck, and so pitching that's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, we'll syncopate Teshar. Get in for another 3 next turn. Once down to 2 cards in hand. We are effectively out of gas. Opponent swinging in again wisely. If they're not blocking anyway, they might as well get in for a couple of points of damage. Not a land. Don't do it. How odd. Another Cyclops I can deal with. Not quite as good as Keldon Raiders, but I like my 4-drops all the same. And with any luck, we're getting to the point where my opponent needs to start jump blocking. Okay, Eviscerate. Eh, still not quite there then. Let's go ahead and attack. Yeah, Academy Journey Mage's deck has done a good job here. Opponent still unwilling to jump, which is okay by me. Is there any reason I want to keep up one over the other? I guess if we find double red, we want to kill the Raider. So, Witcher's Lightning. Oh, that'll do it, right? All right. Wow. Yeah, that series was cleaner than I thought it could be, honestly. Like, that worked out quite well for us. Yeah, I mean, our curve felt a little bit messy. We did draw very well. We hardly ever had mana problems. We got to play our bomb a lot. Adelies did good work in a couple of games. Academy Journey Mage is a great card. G2 Chronicler also a pretty good one. It feels like just looking at it, that this was going to be a little bit of a clunkier deck, I guess. There's not a particularly good curve. A lot of the cards are kind of just okay on their own, but there were enough synergies, I guess, that kind of came together and we drew well enough that it managed to kind of all work out. I'm happy, I'm excited, it's cool. This is actually only the second time I've gone 3-0 in Dominaria out of probably, oh, I don't know, like 15 drafts or something now. So, cool! Woo! Thanks for watching, taking part in the great victory. You guys are the best. I'll see you guys next time.